Good afternoon, everyone. This is Christian with PerfectStockAlert.com, a 100% free service for smart investors and traders. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Today is Tuesday, it's March the 6th, 2012, and the markets have had a big move to the downside today. I want to talk about that and why we're seeing what we're seeing. This move that you've had going on for a while has been very strong and has shaken off many different attempts to sell off. It just didn't do it. It kept moving higher and higher. You'll notice during this time period, the ultimate oscillator indicated there. You can see that this 50 line right here, this acts as a kind of lets you know what kind of a market you're in. When you're in a situation where the ultimate oscillator will not fall below 50 like it tried to here and bounced off of it, came down to it here, bounced off it, came down to it here, bounced off of it again here, that's indicative of a bull market. You have a very strong market there. When she falls below that, and then you start getting into a different scenario going on here. And this looks like a pullback to me. Now, if the market were to pull back down here, if the market price were to do that and the ultimate oscillator to fall down here, and then find it resistance at the 50 continuously, you'd be looking at a bear market. So that's important to note the difference. Just because she falls below the 50 doesn't turn it into a bear market. You have to actually be unable to cross back above the 50 for that actually to happen to be a bear market. So I just want to keep everybody in check there. Don't get ahead of yourself here. What we have going on is a pullback in the markets, and it's something that actually we should be thankful for. It's been something that we've seen these markets, the oil, let's see, lots of markets, S&P, Russell, Dow Jones, etc., they all have given very few opportunities on the long side to really get in with a quality pullback. Well, now we're getting one, so we should be looking for that as an opportunity to go long. And I'm going to show you a couple of ways today that you can actually analyze that. You'll know that if you've been following us for any length of time, for the past few weeks I've been showing you long opportunities in individual companies where I've shown you how you could tell that the company's stock price had not seen its high point. You could actually see the pullback after a high point and then determine that it would test that high again based on a particular indicator. That particular indicator would be the shooting star, or the inverted hammer, if you will. When you see that, you're getting a signal of resistance it's hitting at. In this particular market, we don't actually have that. What we have is a fade of momentum, or as one person commented on one of our videos, the rally stalled out. And that's true. That's exactly what happened. You get a better picture of it when you switch the view from daily candlesticks that we're looking at now into weekly candlesticks. So let's have a look at that and you get a better picture of what I'm talking about. Okay, here we are looking at the S&P 500 large cap index, and this one is changed the exact same amount of time, only the candlesticks are showing weeks as opposed to days. And you'll notice no shooting star has formed at the top of this thing anywhere up here. What we have is spinning tops, we have many different things. We do not have a shooting star, which would indicate there's actual resistance there. So all we did was we ran up here, got overextended, ran out of energy to the upside, and we're now starting to roll over a bit. Okay, let's look at the ultimate oscillator at the 50 on the weekly. Okay, so these are all indicating there's still a strong uptrend here. I've already pointed out last night, we talked about the higher highs and higher lows. This thing could pull back substantially and still be in an uptrend. So that's why I'm really looking at this market as a buying opportunity, but I got to wait for the bottom. I can't be a buyer now, or I can't be buying up here waiting for a pullback and being like, oh, that's all right, I'll just weather it. No, I don't want to do that. I want to wait for this market to pull back, and the more the merrier, and then I take an opportunity when I see the candlestick start to tell me there's a reversal happening, and then when I see price start to reverse, then I buy, and then I'll be looking for the test of the previous high. Okay, let's find another way to examine this right quick. Another way to tell whenever a move to the upside has not been the last time you'll see that price at that level is to look at whether or not it broke out. Look at this previous point here, resistance here, you have one back here as well. It's at about this range right quite here. Okay, whenever you get this point, you were getting resistance here and you sold off away from it. You come up here again, you tested it, you found resistance again, you sold off away from it. This time around you came through and you broke through. That means this resistance line here is now actually support. So even though we've fallen below this point, it's false. And I would be a buyer of it. I believe that the actual support is right just about where we're at. So any pullback back below that is going to be an easy opportunity to be a buyer, knowing that price activity will jump back up to that level of support. So that's another reason why I'm looking at this saying I want to be a buyer here, not a seller in this example that I'm showing you here. Again, note the ultimate oscillator. find support here, find support here. Again, we'll wait to see if it does or not. But you want to see that situation. Whenever you have a bull market, the ultimate oscillator will stay above the 50 line. It will not be able to press down there and stay down there. And if you have a bearish market, it won't be able to get above the 50 line and stay there. Notice over here, you broke below the 50, then jumped above it, unable to stay, and then pulled back down, bounce off of it, and bounce off of it. Alright, so this is a different thing you need to learn to watch. Just because she falls below the 50 doesn't necessarily mean anything. Just because she goes above it doesn't mean anything. But if she finds a consistent resistance at it or consistent support, that tells you something. Now let's look at a couple other charts. Okay, now let's have a look at the NASDAQ here. You can see previous resistance was here, and you'll also notice no shooting star formation there on that last candlestick to the upside. Resistance was here. Again, no shooting star formation there. Now, all these things are telling you that this is not necessarily the ultimate peak. Then we get over here and we break through it, turn around, and we start selling off again. Again, the same thing I just said on the S&P 500 applies here. It's actually a little bit slanted. It should be like that. I think more. Okay. Anyway, we've pulled back down to support here. Dipping below this support line would in fact be a great buying opportunity. You know, again, the ultimate oscillator, again, above the 50 line. All these things tell me to be looking for a long position and not a short position here. Somebody's going to ask about this particular candlestick right here. It does have a small wick out of the top there. You can see that candlestick there. It may resemble to a lot of people a shooting star. The thing to note about the shooting star is the wick must be twice as long as the body, and that is not the case there. Therefore, it is not the same thing you're looking for. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, same overall pattern. No shooting star on the top here. Top candlestick shows a hanging man candlestick, but not a shooting star. Over here, you've got resistance point. Can't really see because it's covered by this. It's in this range somewhere, and you'll notice we've already actually broke out above that. Make sure it's lined up before I drop it again. There we go. Is that right? Yeah, right there. Okay, so we can see that we have actually broken out. So this previous resistance is now going to act as support. We sell off below that. That's fine. You have a lot of downside. Like if you watched yesterday's video, we showed you there's a lot of downside potential there, and you would not even begin to damage this uptrend line. So we definitely want to be looking for this on the long side. Again, I repeat it again and again. And also notice the 50 here on the weekly candlestick. You can see that we are still well above the 50 here. Found support here, found support here. Pulling back to it now. We'll see what happens. But ultimately, if you cannot break below it or stay below it, you're still in a bullish market. If you've not been to our free website at perfectstockalert.com, it's right there. It's 100% free. All we ask in return, please refer a friend. Yesterday, our webmaster informed me that we need more people on the website, which is always the case with him and with me. But I wanted to thank you guys for your support, for sharing our videos online. We're now currently 82 people on the website. We just brought it back after being closed for about 7 months. So that's a big improvement. I think when we brought it back, there was like 30 or 40 people on there at one given time. Now there's 82. So thank you very much, guys, for your support. I'd like to invite you to, let me clean this up, invite you to our message forum over here at the end of the page there. You have to sign up to actually get a username, but it's free. You go in there, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on the market. What do you think the market's going to do? Where do you think the bottom will be? Why do you think the market's pulling back? So forth and so on. We are more than welcome to. Or how do I say that? Well, we'd love to hear your opinion on the markets. A lot of you guys have better ideas than I do. I just give you my point, but you guys have valid points, and a lot of your information has helped us improve our own research. So we appreciate you guys' support and your input. God bless, take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Please take a moment to review our disclaimer. The information provided herein is our opinion only. Under no circumstances do any statements here represent a recommendation to buy or sell securities or make any kind of an investment. You are responsible for your own due diligence. To summarize, we do not provide investment advice, nor do we make any claims or promises that any information here will lead to a profit, loss, or any other result. These videos are for educational purposes only.